felicities. Ooh, okay, this is Jen Victor and you're tuned into the channel with no name. I've just been re-wearing the same outfits. So if you're new to my channel, welcome. My name is Jen Victor. My gender pronouns are they, them, and the Tagalog word siya. And we're a queer, non-binary immigrant Filipino that's organizing, living, and has settled in occupied Los Angeles, or the ancestral homelands of the Tongva Nation, and just trying to live my life, be fierce and fabulous, and share with all y'all. And so if y'all know, the world is currently, I don't really have to introduce it, the world's going through some shiz. And we're currently under quarantine, we're at stay at home, all these different orders, and basically we're being asked to just stay at home, keep our distance. I will be honest, I did break that today, but I did that whole social distance, and like as people got closer within the 5 to 6 feet range, I power walked to the side because I was trying to pick up plants just because I'm asthmatic. And so if y'all know, like, these plants are actually good natural air filters or air purifiers, and you can get like an air purifier and spend money on that, but why not have little plantitas? I will say that picking up these plants, I'm like, oh my gosh, like I want more. And 2 of them I picked up. 1 of them was from our backyard, and I just had to give it some love. My mom kind of overwatered it, and so we're gonna heal you, baby. We're gonna sing songs to you, and we're gonna give you light in my room. Like, you know, like as if I was growing weed or something inside my room. Anyways, the reason why I wanted to do just like the sit down video was just some of the things to think about or things to do while we're under quarantine and while we're staying at home. And I think that a lot of people have become more present and active in social media, not just like kind of perusing through it like left, right, swipe up, down, whatever, double tap hearts, but people are posting, they're creating content. And so for me, if y'all know, I say in this channel that I talk about fashion, luxury, style, and everything in between. And one of the things that's in between right now is the fact that we're going through this quarantine. And what I wanted to share was that this stay at home, this COVID-19 has actually even shown more what I do and why it's so important, and the privilege I get to work with my organization and do community organizing. And so one of the things that we've been doing is connecting with our residents, connecting with the members that we work with across the region, and checking in on them on what are their needs and what can they offer if they feel that they have an abundance or ability to share, and how do they want to stay connected. And I think that's one of the things that has become so powerful in this moment, and that's not anything new. That's not something that this virus needed to happen for us to realize. We do check in on people. We door knock on our members, we give them phone calls, we check in on them at monthly meetings, and we stay connected. Sometimes it takes me a while, but I'll send texts or messages, or, you know, to my friends and family just to see how folks are doing. And so now we're in this confined space, and we have all this time to think and do things that we've done, and maybe do things in a more thoughtful way, and maybe connect in a different way. And so for me, I wanted to talk about this just because I think this is something that we can do now, and when this pandemic blows over in terms of its peak, because the reality is there are aftermath, there is a consequence to these big issues, and so it's not going to end in 2020. We're going to be facing and feeling the ripples of this in 2021, and many communities might be left behind. And so what we can do now at this moment is to check in with each other, to give a call, to call our friends and family, our both chosen in blood, to check in on how your heart, soul, and spirit is doing, because this isn't just, you know, taking a toll on us physically and our spiritual well-being. And the other thing is to see what folks need and see if we're able to offer anything. And sometimes maybe what we can offer is just to listen, to be present, to know that somebody's on the other line, and to process. It might be a phone call, it might be an Instagram message, an Instagram video chat, Facebook Messenger, Zoom, or whatever. And for me, I wanted to lift that up just because I think this is a great moment for us to start being more intentional about how we connect with each other. And it's not to say that I'm perfect at it. I'm always learning. I think that that is what we can do at this moment. And I'm not gonna say it's beautiful because it's painful and ugly for some. I have so many friends and family in the front lines of the medical field, and so what I can say is let's check in on each other, and that if and when we go over the peak or the climax of all this chaos, when things start to settle, how do we continue to support and check in on each other? And that we don't just allow this moment for these beautiful things to happen, but that we continue to practice these beautiful things in the way we connect with each other, in the way that we understand and feel each other, in the way that we share who we are and what we're able to offer, and we communicate our needs, because now more than ever we're going to need to communicate. We're going to need to communicate more meaningfully, and we're going to need to be clear about what those needs are, and also be clear about what we can offer. And I think we're also going to need to learn to use this space and time to truly reflect on some of the things that we need to work on. And so for me, I just wanted to lift that up, that, amidst this coronavirus, COVID-19 pandemic, how are you communicating? How have you checked in? And how are you creating a system to support you? Because not only is it about us giving, but it's us receiving too. How are we building reciprocity? And so I think this is truly a moment of mindfulness, and that I'm not going to say it's beautiful, the things that we're seeing. I think that there's a lot of painful things that are happening. Capitalism, colonialism, and the racist construct that we live in, we are going to have to take this out of the culture that we've been built around. We're going to have to rethink and re-envision this new world, because we can't go back to how the world was. That was that capitalist, racist, colonial shiz that pushed people out of our countries to try to do better and succeed in this country, in this occupied territory. And that what I want y'all to know is that at the very basis of it, at the very basis of all these challenges that we're facing, the thing that we can do is we can communicate. And we can communicate better than we've communicated before. And I don't know if that made any sense. I hope that gave y'all something to ponder and think about, and I hope it challenges you to check in. And if nobody's checked in on you, I want to ask you how you're doing, how your soul is feeling. What are you doing to help sustain you and replenish your spirit, both physically, emotionally? How are you making sure that you are okay and centered in this time? And I think with that said, I hope you've enjoyed this very different episode on my channel. I know my thoughts go all over the place, but I hope that if you took away something, that if you need someone to check in, comment down below, and literally I will shoot you a message. Properly give me a space and place to check in on you, and that I hope that you're all doing well, that you're staying at home and you're staying quarantined or social distancing, and that I want to thank y'all for tuning into my channel. I hope you enjoyed these plantitas in the background. There's going to be changes. There's going to be more plants in the next episodes, and I hope that y'all also give yourself some space and time for rest. Bye, felicities!